Good morning, my beautiful loves. This is Leah Love, Group Admin, and I have just been blessed with the knowledge of the ability to create live audios as opposed to live videos. And so, thank you, Janelle, for sharing that tip with me because this is a complete game changer. I could be sharing so much more if I didn't have to worry about putting myself together physically in order to record a video. So, super pleased about this. And I'm going to be adding these to uh, a post that I have that I've pinned to the top of the group, which will have links to all of the lives that I do. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put this in the unit lesson, so the units in this group will have to be, written, typed work, and photos and images. So the audio portion will just have to remain on the pinned post at the top of the group, which will have links to all the audios that I will be doing. Again, I want to welcome you to the group when the destination is healthy and prosperous marriage. And so here I highlight aspects that were very important to my journey and tips that you can use to position yourself mentally um, and emotionally when you are either wanting to attain a healthy, prosperous marriage, or if you are looking for tips on how to maintain your current prosperous and healthy marriage. And today, what was on my heart was the homemaker's ability to make her home as a physical manifestation of her heart. And for me, that is a really, really important topic. I am a homemaker, and there's so much that goes into it, especially if you were not raised by a homemaker. There's so many details that go into simply putting together a home that is comfortable, welcoming, and loving, as well as managing your day-to-day schedule and fitting it all in. And it's a particular challenge when you are adding homeschooling of your children to the mix. So that means you have your children with you all day long. And so that's just another added factor that makes the homemaker's skill set grow, in the sense that time management is everything. But when the heart becomes the home, or when the home is a reflection of the heart, is really at the center of, your ability to be successful within your own terms of how you define success. For me, it is a growing project. It's something that I'm not sure I will ever feel as if I have arrived. I think I will establish and continue to establish certain rules in terms of how I manage myself. But when the heart becomes the home, it is our way of fully embracing the concept of a home, meaning that there are four walls or more than four walls on the outside of the home, and certainly many walls on the inside of the home. But first, there has to be, in my opinion, a very deep concept and love for what home represents. And for me, home represents not just a place where I lay my clothes and where my children and husband and myself lay our bodies down to sleep and sit down to eat and go about our day-to-day business, but it is a place that is infused with love. It's a place that is the headquarters of our lives. And so it's the place where we spend the most time, and it should be a place where values are instilled, where strategies are built for children to learn to manage themselves and their emotions and their mindset and their thoughts and their lives. It's the place where we learn how to build the first relationships in our lives, and not only how to build them, but how to maintain them. It's a place where we explore our honesty with self and honesty with others, honoring the value of truth and faithfulness and love, even when we get upset with ourselves. It's a place where we have decided to place our stake in the sand, so to speak, and where we draw certain lines. In regards to boundaries, how do we set boundaries with loved ones? How do we set our own personal boundaries? These are all life lessons that we take out into the world. And when we go out into the world and we interact with other people, it's really insightful to realize that we are interacting with people's upbringing. And when we interact with people's upbringing, we are facing all of the life lessons that they learned, whether positive or not, and they are reflecting that in their daily life, and usually on autopilot, unless they have been, initiated in the so-called school of awareness, mindfulness, intentional living, but more so as a homemaker and as a mother and a wife. Imagine the awesome responsibility that you have in order to shape future generations. And it all starts in your home. It all starts in this very space that you inhabit. And so it's not only just about your cleaning schedule, your decor, um, the various scents, your meals, the cleanliness, but it's also about the spirit of the home. It's about your being able to infuse each and every room with your ideals, with your values, with your standards. And one of the things that I have been learning in my homemaking journey is the importance of less clutter. Now, although I did say that it's not just about the decor and the things that you can see with your physical eyes, but in a way, the things that you can see with your physical eyes do affect your emotions, your mindset, your thoughts, and your energy. So if your space is heavily cluttered with things that you don't really use or don't really need, that sets a tone. It sets an energy in your space of keeping things that no longer serve you. And it's taking up space and energy in your mind because you look at it and you know it doesn't belong there, you know you don't need it. And when you get into a space of regularly decluttering your home, when you get into that mindset, you will notice that the times where your room is absolutely immaculate, let's say your master bedroom, everything is in its place. Literally, it looks like a hotel in a way, like everything is put away. There's no clutter on the tables or, under the bed or on the bed. And it just looks crisp and clean, similar to when you walk into your hotel room. You have an ability to focus on what really matters. It gives you a sense of relief, as if you can breathe out and take your breath in and realize that there's nothing you have to do in this room. There's nothing pulling your energy away. It's simply a clean slate, a clean space where you can now focus on the internal. You can focus on your dreams. You can think clearly. And I did hear a wonderful phrase through or by a YouTuber that I listened to who's also a homemaker. And she stated that the woman that she learned from many years ago ran her hotel like a small chateau or an inn. And I'm sorry, she ran her home like a small inn, like a hotel. And that to me was like a huge light bulb, because I realized that feeling that I love when I go into a hotel room that's spick and span, completely clean. There's nothing for me to do. There's nothing triggering me to want to start tidying up. And it reminds me also of my Airbnb home that I rent out. And once I had gotten it decorated and things set in place and there was no clutter. There was none of our belongings in the home anymore other than the artwork and, of course, the furniture. But personal belongings were removed. And I thought, gosh, I could live here again. I would love to actually move back to this house because it's just felt so good. Everything felt in its place. And I just immediately felt like I could focus inwards because I didn't have to deal with the outwards or the exterior mess around me. And so, in that sense, as a homemaker, committing yourself to decluttering your space and only keeping the pieces that are meaningful to you is really and truly a great benefit to your ability to make your home an extension of your heart and to infuse yourself into that. It's one of the most beautiful feelings, and we want to transmit that to our children and to our loved ones so that they also feel at peace. They have a sense of the ability to focus on their internal world and get that aspect together as opposed to their external world and so much clutter around them. And I also want to share this same message with not only with current homemakers, but with women who do want to get married and are not yet married, whether you have children or you'd like to have children in the future. This also applies to you because one of the most important aspects of my own personal transformation and elevation is that I took the time to live as if right where I was in that space. And when I lived as if, I already saw myself as a healthy, prosperous wife and homemaker. And I placed myself in that mindset on purpose because when you begin to live as if, you begin to open your world to those possibilities because your energy is already in a particular space and mindset. And as we say, like attracts like. And it's also very good for you because why wait until the moment that you need these insights to begin doing the studying and doing the work? Well, if you get ahead of the game and already begin to declutter your home, begin to really place your heart into your home and really embody it, and imagine that your home is a welcome space for friends and family, and become the homemaker even if you've got a full-time job. If you make that as your most important goal for this time frame, you will notice that you'll begin to reposition your daily schedule. Maybe you'll watch TV less, turn it off, and turn on a favorite podcast and start going room from room, or room for room, and decluttering your space. Maybe turning your chair to a certain angle that's more welcoming when you enter the room. Maybe you will begin purchasing scented candles and diffusers that really elevate the energy in a room. Maybe you will lay out, more throw pillows and blankets and make it a more comforting environment. Perhaps you'll start buying flowers. Perhaps you will embody a more positive energy in your home and have it become a place that you enjoy being in, not a place that is filled with to-do lists and laundry and a bunch of broken or dirty dishes and just enough that it feels more like a chore to be in your home. It feels more like work to be in your home. And so if you're not wanting it to feel like work, sitting down and writing down a schedule that you work to stick to and commit yourself to it, a schedule for laundry day, a schedule for cleaning day, and develop also the habit of cleaning as you go. If you walk through a room and you see a sweater out of place or something on a table that doesn't belong there, as you're walking through, just simply pick them up and put them in their right place and keep going so that you don't have to have 5 to 8 hour cleaning days on your actual cleaning day. That will be, mainly for the nitty gritty in your bathroom or, cleaning your baseboards, mopping the floors, vacuuming, things of that nature. But that day does not consist of pretty much picking up every knick-knack and everything that's in your space that doesn't actually belong there. So these are all tips and tricks that you can use to place yourself in the mindset of already beginning to live the life that you want, because what we do in one aspect of our life affects another aspect of our life. So if you're already living as if you are a homemaker, at least in your mind, and incorporating certain tips and skills into your day, you will be exuding that energy of a homemaker, of a woman who really takes the time to nurture and nourish her living space. When you exude that level of energy, it's that much easier for you to attract it because you are literally living it, and it's infused throughout your body and your mindset and your mentality. You'll probably feel, more alive, more nurturing, more feminine, more encouraging. And that's always a wonderful thing for a man to experience when he is with you, perhaps on a date. Men are not. Um, living with the inability to be intuitive. So they can sense a homemaking woman, a woman who would be a good wife, who, in the sense of her being able to achieve the things and the environment and the atmosphere that he would like in his home, especially if you have already outlined in your dating profile that you're looking forward to marriage and the feminine aspects of marriage, being a homemaker, and raising, a loving family with values and standards. These are the type of things that if you write that in your profile, but then he meets you and you have a completely different energy, that will set you back quite a bit. So I was always a fan of ensuring that I tell my clients that, listen, after you've written your detailed list of what it is that you want, are you actually being that person on a day-to-day basis? Are you accustomed to being that woman? Or is this a future goal that you have, but that you've not yet stepped into? And so I just wanted to share this brief audio with you all. And I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions, please do feel absolutely free to share them in the comment section of this video. And I will be sure to address that perhaps in a following audio. Thanks so much for being a part of the group, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.